How do we not? Or spread it. So if he does have a Brazen Borrower, he only gets one through Petty Theft. Oh! Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We're back today with a free-to-play rotation-proof deck. Standard is coming in September. That's less than 60 days away. So we are losing almost half of the standard card pool into Historic. That means everything War of the Spark and back M20, the Ravnica block, all of that is now in Historic. And we are getting Zendikar Rising, so a couple new cards. So to get you guys ready, we're going to be looking at free-to-play rotation-proof decks. So these decks only include cards that are in the first 4 sets of Standard right now that won't be leaving in September, right? So all of these cards are going to stay in Standard when rotation hits and renewal season ends. So this deck requires 0 rares and 0 mythics, and we are winning matches in Mythic. So it is totally viable for you to be climbing a rank, farming your collection, and is absolutely amazing for free-to-play individuals and beginners. So let's start out with the deck list. As always, we break it down in its entirety, talking about all of the individual cards. Then we talk about the deck strategies and synergies. How do all of these cards work together to form a coherent archetype that's able to compete with the meta? And then we're gonna watch some gameplay footage and learn about how the deck actually does, interact within the general meta. So we're learning the different playlines and interactions that involve our deck against the other variety of tiered decks that we come across more often than not. Breaking down the interactions and playlines there so you can kind of learn a more in-depth plan to the guide and see how it works in firsthand. Because I know myself, I'm a visual learner, so I really need to witness this firsthand. Finally, we have my closing thoughts, and we're going to take you guys through something really special today. We're talking about an upgrade guide for this deck. Now, this is already a very powerful deck, but maybe you already have a few of these cards from your drafts or from opening your packs, or some spare wild cards that you absolutely fall in love with this deck and you want to upgrade it to make it as competitive as possible. So with all that out of the way, if you find any value within the video, I always encourage you to give me a thumbs up and share the channel out to a friend. It's a great way to help this channel grow. Free-to-play Orzhov Auras starts out with 4 copies of Alseid of Life's Bounty. This is an enchantment creature, which is really important to note because we're stacking enchantments and artifacts within the deck. We'll get to that a little bit later, though. So it's a 1/1 with lifelink. We can pay 1, sacrifice Alseid of Life's Bounty. Target creature or enchantment you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Karametra's Blessing. We have 4 copies of this as well. This is an instant speed spell. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's an enchanted creature or an enchantment creature, it also gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. 4 copies of Selfless Savior. There's no enchantment here, so that's kind of a bummer, but it does have a form of protection. It's another creature similar to Alseid of Life's Bounty, so it's a 1/1. Sacrifice Selfless Savior. Another target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. So Alseid of Life's Bounty, we have to pay 1 to give protection to. It's instant speed. All we have to do is sacrifice it. Deadweight. This is an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. Hateful Eidolon. 4 of these. This is another enchantment creature. It's a 1/2 with lifelink, so a little bit of survivability there or damage mitigation. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, draw a card for each aura you controlled that was attached to it. So this is our draw engine within the deck. 4 copies of Kaya's Ghost Form, another enchantment aura. Enchant creature or planeswalker you control. When enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. 4 copies of Gingerbrute. This is an artifact creature. It's a 1/1 with haste. We can pay 1. It can't be blocked this turn except for creatures with haste, but normally creatures with haste are attacking, so they're not going to be in a position to block anyways. We can also pay 2 to sacrifice it, to create a food token, which we can, actually we don't create a food token, we just gain straight up life. It skips the middleman because he himself is the food token, right? Which is pretty cool. On to our 2-drops. We've got 4 copies of All That Glitters. This is another enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Infernal Scarring, again, another enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+0 and has, whenever this creature dies, draw a card. 4 copies of Mire's Grasp, another enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets -3/-3. We've got 10 plains and 10 swamps, so it's a very low to the ground aggro deck, only running 20 lands. Again, if you have any rare lands, I really encourage you to add them to the deck. It's really going to increase not only your consistency, but the friendliness of it as well. It sucks not being able to get both colors out. I'm not 100% sure if I would play just the regular tap lands that aren't scry right now, just for the fact that you know, life gain's not too important and we're not banking off life gain. There's no Johnny or anything like that. So maybe skip that and just run basic lands for now. If you don't have any Fabled Passages or any temples, those are the lands that I would include if you did have them. We're going to get to the upgrade guide at the end of this video, though. We've got a lot more rares that we want to encourage you guys to build into the deck if you have them within your collection. So that was the deck list. There's no sideboard today. We're just playing best of one. That's why we're able to trim our land total back so much, because we have hand smoothing in best of one. So it's going to make the playthrough experience a little bit friendlier. Now that we've talked about the deck list and we have an idea of all the cards included within the deck, let's break it down. How does it all come together? We have got a few forms of secured damage output. This primarily comes through Gingerbrute and his ability to pay 1 and not being blocked unless a creature has haste. So this is going to allow him to get in consistently. It is only a 1/1 though, so we're going to need to increase that damage output. And now we've got a couple things to do that, like Infernal Scarring, +2/+0, all that glitters, +1/+1 for each artifact and enchantment, which Gingerbrute organically is himself. So there's a couple ways to really increase his power through Infernal Scarring and all that glitters. With that being said, he's prone to removal, right? He's just a little baby. He's going to get stepped on or stomped, to be more precise. So we need to protect it. This comes through Kaya's Ghost Form, our Selfless Savior, Karametra's Blessing, and our Alseid of Life's Bounty. It's not a bad idea to layer these forms of protection as well, as they are different. Alseid of Life's Bounty is protection from the chosen color. Karametra's Blessing is hexproof and indestructible, which is great. And then Kaya's Ghost Form brings it back to the field. We also have Selfless Savior, which is indestructible. So it's different protections. However, they're pretty similar and they should get you through the day for the most part. The target all exile is a bummer extinction event. That can almost pick you up regardless. So that's one of the worst scenarios that you're looking to avoid. However, the deck's pretty low to the ground and you should be able to get those draw engines going. So that's how you protect your Gingerbrute for damage output. But it's not just damage output that's going to win us the game. It's increasing our virtual card advantage. Now, we have a lot of removal in the deck, and sometimes removal is not so hot because it's a 1-for-1 always. And now as the game progresses, it's 2 removal spells for one of his creatures because he's ramped and now he's playing creatures with, say, 5 defense. And we're going to need 2 of our removal spells to knock it down. So normally, removal, not so hot unless you have huge damage output and you're just beating your opponent down. Our damage output here can be huge, but starts out very small. So we really like Hateful Eidolon here. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, you draw a card for each aura you controlled that was attached to it. Mwah. This is one of the other cards within the deck other than Gingerbrute that we're looking to protect. And I would go as far to say as the only other, right? It depends on your match and what you've got going for you. You have to make do with what you have, play with the hand you're dealt, right? After you've mulliganed. But Hateful Eidolon is of utmost importance to protect through those forms of protection that we just mentioned. Our Alseid of Life's Bounty, Karametra's Blessing, Selfless Savior, Kaya's Ghost Form, because of the draw effect. Now, when we use our removal on our opponent's creature, because it's aura-based removal, we're going to get to draw for that removal. So our removal replenishes itself, of course, with a percentage of return because there's lands in the deck. But that's why they're trimmed, because now the chance of pulling land is greatly diminished with only 20 lands. So we should be able to just draw removal off the top really, really nicely. So we're removing their creature. We're returning removal to our hand. So we're maintaining board presence, getting consistent tempo attacks in while not draining our hand, because that's how your opponent can beat you with this deck, is if they clear the board, you have no hand, And that's going to be good game. Top decking a 1-2 with nothing behind it is not going to get you the win when they're still at 15 health or something, right? So you really want to layer this deck. It's not something that one card is going to get the win. It's all of the cards coming together to work coherently as one. So stacking damage through artifacts and enchantments to buff up Gingerbrute through all that glitters is going to be beast mode, right? We're pushing out 10 damage a turn potentially just because the Eidolon and the Alseid of Life's Bounty, all that glitters, Scarring. There's a lot of enchantments on the field, which is really cool. Ghost form as well, right? And then we're using the draw through Eidolon with the life gain to survive some of those aggro matches. If it is an aggressive match and you need the life gain, don't be afraid to shift your damage output from being consistent from Gingerbrute. Switch it all to your Eidolon. Just protect that. Now you've got life gain, so they're not going to be able to kill you, and you're still getting more value than them as the match goes on, and their burn spells leave their hand with no draw engine. So focus your removal, obviously, on their draw engines primarily, because you win games based on card advantage normally. Empty their hand out, remove all the cards that they play on the field. Normally, your hand would empty out too, but because of Alseid of Life's Bounty, you're redrawing and replenishing your hand. So I know I've gone pretty in-depth with this deck list and strategy, but really, use Deadweight, Mire's Grasp as hard forms of enchantment removal. Infernal Scarring, all that glitters, buffs your Gingerbrute or your Eidolon if it's an aggro deck that you need to survive damage output. And then you have Alseid of Life's Bounty, Blessing, the Savior, and Ghost Form to protect your Gingerbrute and Eidolon. So a very basic deck, a very easy deck to play, and a very powerful deck, you guys. We went, I think, 5-0 within Mythic with this deck today. It might have been 6-0. Definitely 4. I think 5 might have been 6. So an incredibly powerful deck, even within Mythic rank. So no rares, no Mythics, rotation proof, Mythic rank, winning multiple games with a sick streak. So, all right, where's Waldo? Well, I found her. She's here. She's dressed up as Kaya. This is not a rotation-proof card. We've just realized as a community. My bad. This is from War of the Spark. It rotates out. However, it's a common, so it's not really affecting your wild card collection, and it's easily replaced with Minion's Return. So this is a card that does a similar thing. We're going to talk quickly about the pros and cons of the two cards. Pros, it has Flash, which is absolutely amazing. We all know this. And we can enchant our opponent's creatures. So if they've got something we want and we've got removal, you know, throw this on, then remove it on your turn. Now you've got their big baddie instead, right? So a little bit more utility here with Minion's Return. Cons, it costs 3, so it's more expensive, right? We might need to put in an additional land to be able to drop this as 3 consistently. 3 land is not a big deal, especially when we're talking about having Demonic Embrace and Lurrus in the deck anyways. Just kind of shifting that curve up a little bit. So that's one of the cons. The other con is that it doesn't really protect you from exile effects like Kaya's Ghost Form does. So a little bit more protection from Kaya's Ghost Form. However, we have a lot of protection in general within the deck, so it shouldn't be that bad. And this is just a little bit of a shift. So try to not be hindered by the regression of advantage that you had through the exile protection, but take advantage and make the most out of the new utility that you have through Flash and through taking your opponent's creatures as well, potentially as well, right? So a lot of really cool potential playline interactions that open up with Minion's Return. So my apologies for including Kaya's Ghost Form in this rotation-proof deck. I'm so sorry, but we've replaced it. It does something very similar, and it should be almost identical, you guys. So we go first. We've incorporated Minion's Return, pushed out Kaya's Ghost Form, and hopefully, just hopefully, we can get some nice footage of it for you guys to demonstrate that it's not going to actually change it that much. So let's go. And we've already gotten so many wins with this deck, I don't expect any more. But I really wanted to play at least one round with the actual deck list. I think I'll include both, honestly. Or you guys can just edit it as you go. So we're in. Let's get out there. You guys know the deal. Hateful Eidolon on the field. Avoiding this turn 1 stomp. Actually, you can't stomp on turn 1. You can only shotgun turn 1, so we're fine. Got him. 2 bodies on the field. He has 0. We have a draw engine. He does not. Here comes the concede button. We could have saved our outside of life down to protect, but I just want to aggro this guy out as quick as we can. Gingerbrute goes in. Hateful Eidolon goes in. If he goes to block the Eidolon, we protect it. He just takes it. As he should. Down to 12. A Daxos. We need some more removal, baby. One Mire's Grasp, please. Now, if we were running Lurrus, we could just pull this Grasp from the graveyard, right? Making that Healer Hawk a 4/4 is going to bite. Alright, that's a lot of life gain back. Down to 10. I think we block with our 1 Eidolon on this veteran. Unless he has some form of protection, that would suck. All we need is removal, baby. We can get rid of this veteran. That's really going to help. Even if we could scoop the Healer Hawk. So we remove the Hawk, that's nice. And then we remove the veteran. And then we pull and all that glitters. Stop it. We're going all in. We have a blessing to trade with Daxos, which I definitely want to do. He's not into it. We'll keep it for protection, that means. We must be close to lethal with all that glitters next turn. Hopefully we can pull our Minion's Return. I do want to mention the fact that we were not protected because of this exile, right? Entering the battlefield or dying. So that shuts down its own ability through Daxos, and I think that re-shuts it down through a Johnny. Give him a nice. I like that play. One card in hand. We have literally all that we need. Let's hit him with the bingo. Let's touch him with the bango. And of course, show him our bongo. I don't know. It's a cool 1, 2, 3. He's down to 3, lethal next turn, 18 life. Just dropped a land. I don't know. Only we didn't have this blessing / bounty. Tick tock. Helioid is good. It's got the devotion to hit the field as well. Hushbringer is really hindering his own play though. Can't say that I mind that. So we don't pull it. We do get to see an unprotected exile though, but nonetheless, I think the deck's still very, very powerful. Go ahead, enjoy. We didn't have the Goat Swarm there. We're still winning in Mythic, so you know, just incorporate some Minions return. I'm going to include both lists for you guys in the comments. Or description, I mean. I've got it all covered for you guys today. If you find any value within this video, like I said, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share the channel to a friend. Thank you all for your support. Before we get into today's gameplay footage, where we're going to break down the different playlines and interactions with this deck and the rest of the Mythic meta in Core Set 2021, I am on YouTube every day, 6 a.m. PST, live for the premiere process. Come chat with myself and the community. We'd love to engage with you. Then we are on Twitch at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard, a little bit after, 3 to 8 hours, right? So it could be all day that we're there creating content. And then we're in the Discord literally all day as well. So links for everything is in the description. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support. Everybody on the YouTube, Patreon, and Twitch, you guys are incredible. Big shout outs. Make sure to reach out to me and integrate your account so you get access to all of your goodies. Thanks for watching. Enjoy today's gameplay footage. And make sure to watch to the end so you don't miss out on our upgrade guide to this already obscenely powerful deck. Peace. Let's see if we can get a win. Yesterday, we fell in percentage within Mythic pretty aggressively. You know what I mean? One might say that rock beats water? I don't know. Yeah, we tanked our rank. But I think we've got these deck lists pretty fine-tuned at this point. They're definitely a lot friendlier. He's playing a Dwarven Mine out of the gates, and we've now already established our draw engine, life gain, kind of that damage mitigation that we're looking for against a red deck. And we have protection through Goat Swarm, and then on top of that through the Savior. So we should be okay. We have removal in hand, and then like an additional buff spell, which is a lot of fun. Right, so I guess let's just fizzle it. Why not? Normally you fizzle if it's a Bone Crusher Giant. I don't think making that fizzle really gets us anywhere. But we can buff up here. Get that smashing hit in. And now we're saving the secondary Ghost Form in our hand in case he does remove the Eidolon. And then once it re-enters, we can just place it back on. So because of the exile, it doesn't die, so the auras like Infernal Scarring do not trigger. So we just missed out on 2 draws thanks to our opponent's exile. But let's just, you know, get back up. 1 damage per turn, so not really gonna do it, especially with only 1 card in hand. So we hope we can get some removal going and some draw at that, and it looks like we've been rewarded as such. Eidolon's gonna give us the draw here, which is awesome. Hopefully we can just keep pulling fire and it replaced itself, so that's great. Right, we've snagged 6 points of his life. That's alright. Ooh, this guy is just dropping rares on us. Keep in mind, he's just played an illegal card, a rare from War of the Spark. Can't be tolerated, so we must deal with it. Taking another draw. The blessing kind of helps. We're really just looking for lots of removal here, though. Down to 11. We're at 28. 4 in graveyard. So he could play his Phoenix, which he's going to. Comes in with +1/+1 counter, so it's a 3/3. Loving it. Oh, Lord. Top deck! Oh, getting the draw off the Eidolon. So you see just how beneficial it is. It's like removal tempo. Just because it comes back down to 6. Unless he exiles it, we get the card, but it still comes back if he does. Maybe we should have split it. Sometimes it's a good idea to spread your threat around. Kills the Gingerbrute. That's a good play at this point when he's so low. Oh, Lord. That's game. We give it protection from red. That means he can't block. And we buff it up even higher. Woo! Okay, so we got a win. Do we even need to keep playing this deck, right? We'll try to demonstrate a few more rounds for you guys. Obviously, we like to hit that half-an-hour mark with our videos at the very least, so... Oh my lord. Let's pretend that it's not Eternal and Shock. That's one of the bummers of putting your Eidolon out first without any protection. It's like, what is he gonna do about it? Let's just form our first barrier of protection through Alseid, right? Protecting our Eidolon is of the utmost importance within this deck. If he dies, the deck dies. Right? Oh no. Let me silence that. Many apologies. My turn. Cool beans. Obviously, we would appreciate spare mana to protect him, but we can't hold back that much. If we can survive this turn, should be good, but I'm expecting he's just going to play like an Uro. Something like this. Shouldn't be too bad, right? Standard ramp. If we could keep pulling land, we could really stack on. I say we go for it. Right? That is a lot of life gained. Up to 33. He's down to 10. And this is like a top-ranked deck doing his playlines perfectly. So it's not that bad. This Uro's out of there too. This is good game, I think, unless he's got a counter in hand. How do we not? Or spread it. So if he does have a Brazen Borrower, he only gets 1 through Petty Theft. Oh! Sorry, Uro, not today, bro. Alright, land looks good. We don't have our Eidolon, which... Are you joking me? Nice. Having a leyline in your opening hand is just the best feeling. Let's just try to push it out of reach. Let's take it away from Stomp, goes to 3/3. Alright. Let's just keep it way out of reach of anything that the red deck has. No, this is the only turn! We had to try. After the luck we've just had, we had to go for it. Let's take it slow. We got burned once, let's not get burnt twice in one match. There's no way we can afford that. We're already in a ton of trouble. We need top deck removal. Let's just ensure that we do get a draw from it, right? Takes it. Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe we should have blocked there, but then if we do try to block and he just removes it, now we've received no value, so that's kind of risk it for the biscuit type scenario. Let's just spread that around, right? And now we will block. We should have blocked last turn too. That's maybe a misread on my behalf. It happens. How often do you see Krinko in play? Probably actually about as often as you see this deck. Alright, he's down to 1 card in his hand, but bad news, so are we. What's he got going on here, right? So he can just pump this, I guess, is the thing. Huh. Let's drag it out. I don't think I'm necessarily worried. If we can stack our enchantments, that's better, right? He only took 6 damage. We gained 3 of it back, which is now exemplified here, right? And it's a smash and dash, baby. So this life gain should mitigate anything that he does. Dog can block. I guess if he can remove the dog, then Krinko can attack, and that's bad news. Alright, alright. Oh, Krinko clicks up too. Huh. Guess you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. We may as well get the kill on the dog. That's uncomfortable. That is really good though. Actually, let's do that last because we're going to be getting the draws here first. So let's double down. Taking 4 damage here, but we get the double draw as well. Blessing does help the cause. So does the ghost form. We have to play the aggressor. 1 token at a time, baby. He's gonna keep 1 back to block, that's fine. I mean, we are getting 7 life a turn, so that 2 damage means nothing, and we've dual protection. That's nice. Alright, back up to 23. He's got a long way to go with only 2 cards in hand. 1 card in hand, right? Now, I want to say that it looks like we're about to get 3 wins in a row with this rotation-proof, free-to-play budget deck, 0 rares, 0 mythics. But every time I do something like that, I normally end up eating my words almost immediately after. So let's just keep this alive, why not? The draw engine is too good to pass up in Hateful Eidolon. There's nothing like not only removing your creature, but being rewarded with a draw for doing so. Chandra is annoying, but we're at 30 life, so...
Chandra Nalar, pyromancer extraordinaire. Mostly.
Alright, goes in for the lava coil.
Come on, Chandra, remember that spell.
Hit him with our 0 ability. Hello, good game. Wins every time. Alright, so statistically speaking, if we win 4 matches in a row, oh my lord, that is a very good deck. Even with top ranked decks, to win 4 matches in a row is almost statistically impossible. That's an incredible win rate. And as a free-to-play deck, you know what I mean? That's as good as we're gonna get. So, if you're new to Magic the Gathering Arena, this is a great deck for you. Go smash out those daily wins. You know, start farming that collection. Learn the game mechanics. Blast some of these birds, you know what I mean? So we get removal and a draw. So it's just really, really good value. I say we just hold up this blessing. Protecting that Eidolon is so important for us. And that's one of those things, if you don't do it, you're going to get burned by it. I almost guarantee it. If you think about it, it means you need to do it. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we should have went for it. But again, it's like the that bird in the box experiment. Let's hold up our blessing still. Just double down. He's gonna have some shenanigans, but it's okay. Now we just get increased damage. He's down to 3 cards in his hand. And we're set up, if we pull removal, for a fantastic draw. However, the Selfless Savior can sacrifice itself instant speed, which means our enchantment aura won't hit it, so we're not gonna actually get the draw, which is a bummer. And this Scourger can get pretty big. Oh no. This isn't good. Alright, we need Mire's Grasp off the top. Let's set our stop on our draw phase, just so we can think about it a little bit longer. Grab our deck, magnetize Mire's Grasp to the top, remove our stop. Thank you. It's not the worst. Five confirmed damage, or stack up, force the block. We have him in 3 turns. Let's just take it like so. Right, because we're going to play our other Gingerbrute. So the 11 quickly sheds down to 10 and then 9. So that's 3 turns. 2 after this. We need to survive fight effects. Any kind of removal. He's out of cards. That's looking pretty good. Right, no shenanigans here. Yeah, I'll take the damage. I do not mind, good sir. Are you kidding? We're gonna play another barrier for protection on our Gingerbrute. He hits for 6. Unblockable. And he's really going to need to top deck some fire to get around this. Down to 5. And our turn, we have protection through our Savior. And playing a second layer of protection after. Okay. That's a good game, is it not? We have 21 life. It's not killing us here. Let's hit him with the motto, our 0 ability. The only downside is sometimes you trigger an adverse effect with this ability. It incurs an internal rage within your opponent. So he did, what do we have here? 9, 10, 11, yeah, just no blocks. We should attack here. I like to see what we draw off the top. Oh, he gains life. What have we just done to ourselves? Okay, that land really helps. Just playing our hand out. Showing him the true power. Nice. 4-0 within Mythic. GG. Yikes. We have some of our favorite cards within our hand. But with only 20 land in the deck, 3 in hand, none of them being black sources, we just have to toss it. And we almost have the exact same problem, but it's a little bit friendlier. I guess we drop a land. Wow. I have no idea how that's the best option that I come up with, but we're gonna make the most out of it. This might be weird. Alright, we've got some hand hate here. Lots of discard. Let's just get some nice field presence out. He's just gonna take this. Probably stacking Black Devotion into Gary, right? Penlurker's great for Black Devotion. Oh, nice! Eidolon on Eidolon. He has the advantage, though. Okay. Getting a little bit of land going here. Defensively, offensively. Defensively, offensively. It's a double kill if we take it. Ooh. Interesting. We get a quadruple draw off that because we have 2 Eidolons plus the Infernal. Or sorry, a triple draw. And we find our 3rd land. Really struggling to find that plains though. And we just get hit with a Organic Grasp. It'd be cool if it gave us a draw for that. Okay, we have a layer of protection on our Gingerbrute now. 3 cards, our opponent's got 4. If there's no third land here. Nice. We're taking the removal. No Eidolon, so no draw. But it still feels good. And then we still have protection through our bounty on our Gingerbrute. Next turn we've got 2 layers of it, which is going to be really helpful. Crazy stuff, right? He's out of mana, it doesn't matter. Goes down to 3 here, which is the bummer. Back up to 4, and it comes back, which is something that we need. Down to 10, we've got him in 2 turns if we want to use our blessing. Okay, we might need to use it here. It's going to be a -3. Do we kill Liliana the next turn, or do we keep pushing his points? I don't worry about the plus. Oh, that is annoying, though. So he's tapped. Let's just discard it so we, like, it's being used, putting in graveyard anyways. And that's actually a really good play because now we can't protect it. So now we have to hit his Liliana so he can't minus on us. Hopefully we just pull another...
Sorry for your loss.
So whenever you think of what you want to pull off the top, put that stop there. And then think about it a little bit harder. We wanted to pull a secondary All That Glitters. We have to take the turn to deal with Liliana so she doesn't deal with us.
Your grimy hands
Keeping the plans to discard. She's buying him a couple turns though, which I do not appreciate. All she can do here is plus. And he's discarding too, which is helping us. We both just toss a land though, so... Oh! Now he can minus on us. This sucks.
Ruining your day.
We do come back though, and then we can immediately kill her. Gosh darn tootin'. We lose our glitter though. This is just a regular Gingerbrute now. Well, we've re-established protection on our Gingerbrute, which is ideal.
I'm a survivor.
Almost required, so let's push this match. We're at 25, he's at 10. Blessed be this game and thy draw. Woo! We got lethal next turn and protection from his top deck. That's 5 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe it. Oh, no, it's not. Down to 3. Can we just cast this on nothing? Down to 2. He needs removal. This is what I mean. We may have hello good gamed a little early. Let's toss out a sorry. Many apologies. Alright. Nice. Woo! 5-0. This is insane. okay. At a certain point, does the deck even lose? Right? You know what I mean? Let's go! Of course. People are on to our elite strategies. Let's remove that immediately. You know what I mean? We know how that story ends, so let's just get that out of here. This is a rare. We're seeing an illegal play on the field. Could I get a judge? Nice. Kills the Alseid. That's life gain and protection. Probably the better pick. And we get smashed for 4. Ouch. We should probably just zap this, right? That's a responsible play. Always remove. Let's just try to keep tempo as much as we can. Discarding our Scarring or that glitters, so this is going to be really weird. Probably glitters. It's much more threatening. People are used to seeing it. The benefit of the Scarring is that it draws us a card. Oh, never mind. Alright. So we've seen multiple layers of removal. Right, he's dealt with our protection, then he dealt with our creature. And we're in a lovely position to lose this game. Doing 4 damage is actually pretty cool. Another illegal play I want to add here. Rare cards will not be tolerated. No, I'm kidding. So we do see that the deck is maybe a little bit flimsier than we want. And the potential lies in strategic form to maybe not play some of these creatures and just leave the board state open. And kind of just like draw your hand open more, play your lands out, and then kind of collect some cards in hand. So you have a creature and then a couple layers of protection on top of that, rather than just trying to push that curve with your opponent, because we've seen how if we're curving with creatures and he curves with removal, that's a losing scenario with us. We need to make sure that our creatures are always protected with, if not one, ideally multiple layers of both protection, indestructible, you know, all that jazz, right? Even Kai's Ghost Form returning it. Savior helps. Let's just put all our money on him, I guess. And then we still have our Blessing available as well. End turn, we could potentially use our Blessing to chump block for a kill. But we're so far behind in the value game already that I'm not sure that we're going to get there with it. Don't you dare target me. So probably no attacks here. That'd be awesome if he did anyways. And now we win the game with Gingerbrute, baby. I don't know. There's the eliminate. We do get brought back to the field, plus the draw. And it's another Scarring. It replaces itself, so that's neat. We're going to put that down on our Savior again. Should have put it on our Gingerbrute, maybe. But I'm thinking if he gets removal and we have to remove our Gingerbrute, then when we sack the Savior, it draws us cards. But maybe we should have just had the protection anyways and had higher damage output on the Brute. That's probably the better play. So in a match where we were already kind of behind in value, we're seeing a potential misplay as well, depending on what our opponent does here as well, right? Odd or even. We got 2 1s, so those are gone. He keeps a zombie, and they're exile. So we're gonna kill ourselves here, so at least we are getting the draw, because the exile won't trigger the scarring, which is a bummer, but now it does, and we do get that savior back. Really? Well, isn't that an interesting turn of events? We got juked. We thought he was going right. He went hard left. Holy. The bummer is we're down to 4 life. And he's at 16, so we're going to need some form of thermodynamic miracle. Let's make sure we channel that. Oh. We talked about a miracle and we just gave one right to our opponent. That's a good game. That's actually a pretty cool combo. I kind of like that. Demonic Embrace, Citizen's Champion. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Very fun. We've learned a little something new. Ow! He top decked not 1, but 2 Demonic Embraces. Loving it. We're about to get sent back to the Stone Age. GG, RIP. It's hello good game ourselves. Woof. Orzhov auras, 0 rares, 0 mythics, competing in Mythic. Alright, that's not bad. Not to mention a 4 win streak. What was that, 5 even? So very low to the ground deck. We're only running 20 lands. Our top drops here are 2. However, if we look at the upgrade guide, we're going to increase that drop rate a little bit. So we may want to also increase our land total a little bit, potentially. Demonic Embrace, +3/+1, gives it flying. We can play it from the grave with paying 3 life and discarding a card. We have a lot of life gain within the deck, so that doesn't matter. Being able to replay an aura enchantment, again, is amazing. We can re-trigger our Hateful Eidolon's draw, potentially. Or just the evasion, right? So Gingerbrute has unblockable through its ability. We can put Demonic Embrace on our Eidolon if we want to give it flying. So we've got 2 forms of evasion, which is really nice just to increase our damage output. So an amazing card that's replayable and syncs with the entire deck very, very well. Speaking of high synergies, Lurrus of the Dream Den. Woohoo! We can play permanents with 2 or less from our grave, right? Which is amazing. So we're talking Mire's Grasp. We're talking Infernal Scarring. We're talking All That Glitters, our Dead Weight. A few really cool things that we can play from the grave with Lurrus of the Dream Den. So really increasing the consistency. You no longer need to be drawing those cards off the top deck and really relying on that. Now you can play one every turn from your grave as soon as you get it. That's not good, especially combined with Hateful Eidolon's draw effect, which we've seen. So Lurrus is going to take this deck from good and make it excellent, much like Demonic Embraces. We've got Castle Locthwain. Sometimes we run out of cards. It's nice to have a little bit of an extra draw engine just in case. Life's not an issue, so paying life is no big deal, right? Let's draw some more cards. Temple of Silence, just increasing the consistency. We don't necessarily need to drop this on turn 1, preferably turn 3 or turn 4, depending if we have a 3-drop to play or not. And this is just going to make our turn 4 or turn 5 that much more consistent, so we can make sure to get that land out of the way and pull either that removal aura or maybe that All That Glitters, some sort of spell that's going to help our playline in that particular moment. So the deck is good. We can easily make it incredibly powerful with this upgrade guide that I've assembled for you guys today. Shout out to the Twitch chat for helping me with it. I really appreciate it. We are live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard, and then we go live on Twitch at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard for about 3 to 8 hours some days, and we're in Discord for the remainder of the day. So links for everything is in the description below. Big shout out to all of our new Patreon supporters, our Twitch supporters, and our YouTube membership program. You guys are incredible, making all of this content possible at an expedited rate. Take care, enjoy, go have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified of all the shenanigans, and we will see you all tomorrow with more rotation-proof, free-to-play decks, 0 rares, 0 mythics, competing in Mythic meta for you guys. So take care. Peace!